Hello, bookish friends in the internet. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Drew, and this is Drew's Ambitious Reading. And for today's video, I am here to do my highly anticipated video and super ambitious video of my May TBR. And you might be thinking, Drew, didn't you combine your April and May TBR? Well, yes, I did, but all those books I'm not really in the mood to read. So I need to pick out new books, and knowing me, I will be a little weirded out that I don't have like an actual May TBR video that goes up at the beginning of the month. So grab yourself a drink. My drinkware is the Shadowhunter mug we got from Owl Crate. Mine is actually a brand new cup to me because my other one broke when I put ice in it. But we washed this one first, and I've been using it all day today, so this is black tea with sweet and low in it, if in case anyone's wondering. So good. Cheers. And then I'm going to talk about my two books I'm currently reading, and then we're going to jump into my TBR because it's very ambitious. I have a bunch of library books I'm going to try and focus on because at the end of May, literally the last day of the month, from May 30th to June 9th, I am going to be out of town. I'm going to be heading back east to Maine to go see some family of ours, and I'm very excited to do so, just because I have not been back to Maine since like 2018, and that's been what, 4 years now almost, and that's crazy. So I'm very excited, also a little nervous because I haven't been on an airplane in like 4 years, so we'll see how it goes. But I want to try and finish all of these books I'm going to talk about today before May 30th if possible. I know some of my library books will definitely be read before then, because all my library books I have due until May 19th, so I have about 2 to 3 weeks as I'm filming this video to get to all of these. And a lot of them I have audiobooks for, so on my Libby account I have 2 of them. I have one that I can check out 7 books from, and the other I can check out 50 books from them. So a majority of them are from my Libby account. So let's just jump into it. I'm going to talk about my 2 books I'm currently reading. Ignore this. I think this is like a cold sore coming on, which sucks. So that's why I'm trying to block it. But let's just jump into my video. I'm going to talk about what I'm currently reading, and then I'm going to jump into all the other books. So the first book I'm currently reading, I'm actually listening to this via audiobook, and I'm actually almost finished with it, and that is City of the Plague God by Sarat Chadia. I am very excited to say I was able to meet Sarat yesterday, and he was so kind and so sweet. We got to talk a little bit afterwards when he signed my book. I wish I filmed that because that was such a fun experience to do so. As you can see, I'm literally almost done. I have like 5 chapters left in here. This is a fun, hard-hitting subject, but also very fun and funny middle grade fantasy novel. So if you really want to find a good, like, fast-paced middle grade novel, definitely pick up this. Also in my vlog you will see a clip of Sarat reading the first chapter of the sequel, Fury of the Dragon Goddess. So you'll be seeing that clip coming soon. I have a bunch of like pictures and videos to show off for you guys the next couple days, because that book festival was just so much fun. It was so fun getting to meet all the authors. So he did sign my copy of City of the Plague God. So he signed it. Drew, I don't know why he signed my name twice, but he said, Drew, so fun to meet you, Sarat. So thank you so much, Sarat, if you are watching this. I cannot wait to finish this and see how it ends. And I may or may not be getting Fury of the Dragon Goddess soon. So very excited for that, and I think this will be like a 4 or a 5-star read. Next one I'm still in the middle of reading because it's a chunky book. I put this on my April TBR, and I started this, literally I put my date, I started this April 13th, and as I'm filming this, it is April 30th. I'm currently 220 pages into it, so not too bad, but I definitely wanted to be farther in at the end of the month. But that is Chain of Thorns by Cassandra Clare. My bookmark is here because I wanted to save the spot I was at, because I don't know why, but I stopped in the middle of the chapter. Anyways, I'm really enjoying this. I'm slowly but surely physically reading this one, so, and I'm annotating it too, so once I finish it, all the tabs will look very pretty on the book, and I just can't wait to see how this trilogy ends. I'm buddy reading this with my friend Taylor as well, so that has been a fun enjoyment out of it. And I'm nervous for this one because this is the final book in the Shadowhunter universe, but I also get to go back to the Shadowhunter verse this month, so that's going to be very fun. So those are the 2 books I'm currently reading, and since we are talking about going back to the Shadowhunter world, me, my friends Sydney, Lori, and I don't know who else is joining us. I think my friend Jeff might be joining us. I have to double check the group chat. I'll leave anyone I mentioned down below. Excuse me. But my friend Sydney has not read a single Shadowhunter book. So we are going to do a year-long read-along of the Shadowhunter book, starting off with City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I am very excited to go back to this one to see if I will still love it, if I still hate it. I cannot wait to see what my friend Sydney would think, because this is Sydney's first time. I believe Lori have read all of these before as well, or I could be mistaken. Lori, let me know down below. And yeah, it's a fun read-along. If you want to join, please message me down in the comments below, or you can message me via Instagram and DM me there. We are reading book 1, City of Bones, in May, and there's no page breakdown or anything. It's just a read at our own pace, and it can take you the whole month of May, the whole year if you wanted to, but preferably we hope to read book 1 starting in May. Very excited to announce that. Anybody's welcome to join. Let me know, and I'll add you to our group chat. Speaking of books I want to reread, I've been wanting to reread this book ever since I finished season 2 of the TV show, and that is the Shadow and Bones trilogy by Leigh Bardugo. You guys know Leigh Bardugo is an auto-buy author for me. I absolutely loved the show. There was a few things about the show that I want to do a video for and discuss about, but ever since finishing it, I've been wanting to either read something similar to Shadow and Bone, or to go back and reread the actual books, because it's been a while now. And actually, this can work perfectly for one of the prompts for TBR Knockout that is hosted by Mel over at Completely Melanie. And one of the prompts is to read a book you think your mom will enjoy. And I actually, the reason why I have the beautiful Fairy Loot edition is because my mom has my original paperback on her little nightstand that she has in her room, so she's gonna try and read Shadow and Bone, and I think we might buddy read this together since we have 2 copies, or since I have 2 copies. So if I buddy read this with my mom, that'll be a very fun read. I think we might save this for our trip though at the end of the month, so this might be getting into my June TBR as well. But I definitely want to start rereading the Shadow and Bones trilogy in May, so hopefully I can do that. Going on to some library books I want to read this month. I have 3 that I'm very excited for. First one is for my friend Manda over at Manda the Biblio. She has a book club called Next Chapter. Last month they read the first book to this duology, but I've already read book 1, and now in May she is going to be reading Heart of the Sun Warrior by Sun Lan Tan. This is the sequel and finale to The Daughter of the Moon Goddess, which was book 1. I absolutely loved book 1. I read it last year, gave it 5 stars, and I'm very excited to see how this is going to end. And this is also on my backlist, my top 23 books to read in 2023 backlist title list. That was a long title for it. So if I do manage to get to this one, I will be very happy to cross off another book off my top 23 list. And I just want to see how this will wrap up in 2 books. I hear nothing but amazing things about both books. So I'm very curious to see what's going to happen in this one and how this duology is going to wrap up. The next book, I don't know why, but I've been in like a thriller mood, so I want to read Going Dark by Melissa De La Cruz. This is her newest book that just came out in January, and I meant to read this in April for Mel over at Completely Melanie. She has a little like book club she has on her Coffee Patreon account, and I missed reading this because my library hold came in so late. But I'm also still very excited for this, so I definitely want to add this in. I don't know what their May pick is. Future me might have to edit it in and see what it is. But as of right now, I definitely want to get to Going Dark. I've been hearing nothing but amazing things, and everyone who have already read it in the club, they said they absolutely loved it. They gave it 5 stars, so very excited for that. And then this next book is the finale of another trilogy, and this is one of my most anticipated reads. This was supposed to come out last year, but it got pushed back to this year, and I finally have this in my hand. And that is Master of Souls by Raina Barron. This is the third and final book of the Kingdom of Souls trilogy. I own book 1 and 2 in paperback over here on this shelf. You can't really see them. But I own books 1 and 2 in paperback, so I will have to wait a whole another year for book 3 to come out in paperback. But I'm so happy my library was able to get this for me, and I'm one of the first ones to read this. So this is definitely like a top priority read in the next couple of weeks. I think I might just pause Chain of Thorns and then come back to it and read this one first. Because I have the audiobook for this one checked out from my Libby account. So hopefully I'll get around to it, and hopefully I don't cry in this finale like I did cry in book 2. For another library book I want to read, and there's this reason behind it, is Witchlings by Claribel A. Ortega. This is the first book in a brand new middle grade series. The reason why I want to read this one in May is because my book review for Witchlings, the Golden Frog games, is due May 10th, I think. I'll have to double check. So I didn't realize this was a sequel when I signed up for the book tour. So my library had a copy of book 1. So I'm hoping to binge read a middle grade series. It is middle grade May, in the month of May, obviously. So I definitely have a few middle grades on this list that I want to get to, and I've been loving middle grade lately. As you can see, I'm reading City of the Plague God right now, so I might pick these up next. I might not. We'll see how it goes. But I definitely need to prioritize these books as well. I also need to prioritize these next 2 books because they're book reviews that was due this weekend, but I told Jamie mine will be up late, and that is When We Had Summer and A Whole Song and a Dance. A Whole Song and a Dance doesn't have an audiobook, so I've been slowly but surely physically reading this one. So I'm hoping to finish this in the next couple of days. It is a short YA contemporary novel, so hopefully I'll like it. So far I'm enjoying it. It feels like a 3 stars, so I'm hoping maybe at the end of the book my rating would bump up. Then we have When We Had Summer by Jennifer Castle. I got this because it has female-female relationship in it, and I'm hoping to enjoy this one. It seems like a cute summer read, and since we're finally in May, I feel like this would be perfect for the summer. So next is for Buzzword. I think Buzzword is like flavors, seasonings, and herbs, which Buzzword is hosted by Lala over at Books and Lala. I couldn't find any other books that have like seasoning words in them. But I did remember I had Sweet and Bitter Magic by Adrienne Tooley, and I was really excited for this one because this is another female-female relationship story, and this is also a beautiful edition I got from Owl Crate last year? Was it last year? Yeah. And this is a YA fantasy standalone novel, which we don't have a whole lot of standalone in fantasy, so when we have one, it will be nice. And I don't know, I just haven't been reading my Owl Crate books like I should be. I used to be really good at it last year, but this year has not been great. So I'm hoping I can read this for Buzzword, and that would knock off a little like challenge for me. And then let me see. Oh yeah, I want to get to, if I have time, A Psalmist Storm in Silence by Roseanne A. Brown, another author I got to meet yesterday at the book event. I have not read book 2. I'm so sorry. But I loved book 1, so I'm hoping I can wrap up this duology. Then, before I show you my, main TBR, I need to get caught up on the buddy read. I'm shouting out Mel from Completely Melanie again. I need to get caught up on the Keeper of the Lost City read along. They are currently on book 5 for the month of May, and I'm only on book 4, so I have book 4. And I also have book 5, but I forgot to grab it, so I want to read both books 4 and 5 in the month of May. And once again, it's middle grade May, so they should be easy reads for me. More middle grade books I want to get to. I need to finish this duology, Sal and Gabby Fix the Universe. I cannot wait to read this and see how this one ends. Then I would like to, well, I started this in April but didn't finish it, and that is The Cursed Carnival and Other Calamities. A bunch of short story collection from the Rick Riordan author, who a few of them I got to meet yesterday. I also got to meet Roseanne A. Brown and Sarat Chadha yesterday, so I got them to sign my copy of Star Wars Jedi and Sith. I want to read this in the month of May because May is for Star Wars month as well. I have a few other Star Wars books I would like to get to in the month of May. And then getting into the 5 challenges I picked out for myself. I'm going to show you what I mean by the challenges. So I forgot last summer I made a jar. Well, not, I didn't make it. I got it from Beacon Book Box. But there was a jar that just had a bunch of sticky note, and I was a little confused because I only have one TBR jar. So I looked through it, and it was a bunch of challenges. So like for example, this one says, read a new release from July, but since I made these over the summer, I'm going to switch it to read a new release from April. And so for that challenge, I picked When You Wish Upon a Star by Elizabeth Lim. This is the newest installment of the Twisted Tale series. And actually, my mom picked this one for me because I had 6 new releases from April that I really wanted to read but couldn't decide myself. So I told my mom to pick a number 1 through 6, and she picked number 4. And that's what she chose. The newest novel in the Twisted Tale. It says, what if the Blue Fairy wasn't supposed to help Pinocchio? Sounds really fun. Cannot wait to read this. Hopefully I'll love it. The next challenge is to read the Queer Reads book club pick, and for May we are reading In the Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune. I don't have that book yet, but I'm waiting for my library hold to come in, and that should come in soon. But I also need to get started. I think my next audiobook is going to be The Witch and the Vampire by Francesca Flores, because I have an author interview happening May 4th at 5 p.m. PST on my Instagram. We also are giving away 2 copies of this book, so definitely come hang out with us that night. It will be really, really fun and all thing witchy and vampire-y. And I read the first chapter the other day to see if I would love it, and it sounds really, really good, so I cannot wait to continue on. Next challenge is to read a library book, and that is Nick Blake and the Remarkables, the Manifesto Prophecy. This is by Angie Thomas. Angie Thomas, author. This is her debut middle grade novel. I cannot wait to read this. I know Jason from Easy Cat, he read this recently and absolutely loved it and said it was his favorite out of all of Angie's work. So I'm excited to see what that means for me, because we have similar reading tastes. And yeah, another library book I need to get to, and one that I was really excited for when I got this from my library. So hopefully I'll get to it. Boyfriend. Next book I'm reading is The 99 Boyfriends of Micah Summers. That's why I said boyfriends, because it's in the title. This is the challenge of read a book you bought with your friend Taylor. That's what the sticky note says. And the last book haul I had from Taylor was back in September of last year, and I've already read a few books, but the ones that I haven't read, I made her pick a number 1 through 6, and she picked this one. So this will be a nice break from all these heavy fantasy books that I've been reading. And I just been dying to read this ever since I got it, and it's summertime now, so I feel like all my contemporary books are finally coming back out, and hopefully I'll get around to this. I have a feeling this might be a 5-star prediction, and we'll see. Hopefully I like it. The final book on my TBR, this is on my 12 books by 12 followers recommendation list. And the challenge for this book is to read a finale of a series. And for me, I picked Wings of Shadows by Nikki Peretta. I did started this one last year and I just never got around to finishing it. How far did I even get? I got 85 pages in. Oh my gosh. I was really enjoying it because this has Phoenix as like your animal companion, and I just love a good book with animal companion, especially in fantasy series. I'm debating if I want to reread books 1 and 2 because I remember really loving both of them. And I have both books 1 and 2 from Owl Crate. Thank you so much, Owl Crate, for doing the whole entire trilogy. I love these purple edges. If I remember correctly, for my top 12 books by 12 friends, I think my friend Donna over at Mom's Book Collection, she recommended this one to me, or it could be a completely different person and I'm blanking. I'll leave that video up above or down below. But yeah, this is another Owl Crate book I have, so if I do read this month, I can get it off my TBR. And it's another chunky book and also another finale to the trilogy, which is why I picked this one for the challenge. And I actually had to think about this challenge for a second. I was like, I don't have too many finales to catch up on. I could have done Master of Souls, but I already had that on my TBR. There wasn't really a whole lot of trilogies I wanted to wrap up, but I still remember I really wanted to get to this one. So that's why it's on my TBR. And that was the final book we have for the month of May. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button, turn your notification on so you don't miss any new videos coming from me soon. If you made it to the end, leave a... It doesn't have to be this mug, obviously, because I don't know if phones have it. But leave a mug emoji if you made it all the way through the end. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to go edit this video now, and I'll see you down in the comments. Let me know your question of the day. Is there a book that intimidates you that you just haven't got to yet? I think for me, Wings of Shadows can be counted towards that. A Quarter Civil Flames I haven't read yet. That's been on my TBR for forever. I don't know. Just some of those are books that intimidate me. What are books that intimidates you? Let me know down below, and I really hope you have a great rest of your day, and happy reading. Bye. Hello, bookish friends. I just realized that I never pulled out books from my TBR jar, even though I mentioned it. So I did updated my TBR jar this morning. There's a bunch of blue sticky notes in there now because of all the books I got recently from like January till now. So I thought it would be fun to pull out some of these in here. I can't really shake it because it's how full it is, but we'll pretend to shake. I think I might pull 3 out because, as you saw, my TBR was very ambitious, so I'm gonna pull out 3, and if I don't get to these in the month of May, I'm gonna roll them over to June. But May, I am traveling a lot. Well, not a lot, but I am traveling at the end of May, so we'll see how our reading goes, and we'll see what our first one is. Can you see that? Ooh, that's interesting. I'll grab the books here in a minute. Actually, the book's right over here. Let's see. Ooh, this one's a good one. There we go. You can shake it a little bit. just need one. Ooh, one of them is next to me. Actually, two of them are next to me, so hold on a second. This one, and one more. Because I think it's on my TBR cart. So, yes. Okay, so my 3 TBR jar picks for the month of May. I'm actually really happy with these 3. They're all kind of short, so very excited to show you guys. So the 3 books that got picked. First one is actually a first book in a series that I never got a chance to read yet, and that is A Whole New World by Liz Braswell. This is the first book in the Twisted Tales series, and this one says, what if Aladdin has never found the lamp? And I don't know, it just sounds so good. I've been loving everything else by this author. Sorry if it's hard to see the book, but I've been loving everything else by this author and this world, so I'm excited to see what this is going to be about. And well, I know it's going to be about, but I'm excited to dive in and see what the magic system will be like. Next book was a book I meant to read and review back in March, and that is 3 Drops of Blood by Gretchen McNeil. This is a YA thriller that I actually started to physically read this in March, but then I never picked it back up. So I'm actually really happy that this is a TBR pick, because maybe that will motivate me to finish it and actually get my review up. I'm literally on chapter 3 right now, so not that far into it, but hopefully I'll finish this in the month of May. And then finally, I have one of my newer picks that got added to my TBR jar this morning is Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. I am very excited for this. As you know, this is one of my highly anticipated reads of the year. I also have a feeling Owl Crate might be doing this for the May box, but I just could not wait for May to get here. So I got it early from Book of the Month, and I'm so happy that Book of the Month did this for April. So thank you, Book of the Month. I cannot wait to read this. It sounds so good, and yeah, I'm really happy with my 3 picks. I might actually get around to reading these. So yeah, these are my 3 picks. 2 YA, well actually all of these are YA. All of these are YA books, so hopefully I'll get through them. And let me know what you guys are going to be reading in the month of May. Bye.